How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Park to Prem. Welcome back to a team that's played 14 matches since we last here and seen that goal. It's not often I do this. Editing Jack, put that goal in again. Yeah, and Goma, new key player, quite good at football. This guy has 3 goals and 5 assists. He's played a lot of football for us and he has been mightily impressive. But to be honest, that statement can be extended to a lot of our first team. Our top goal scorer at the moment is Norman Hamilton. He's not throwing away his shot. He got a hat-trick in a recent game and the 16-year-old who came through our youth intake has basically forced his way into the first team over Oyatunde, who on paper is definitely a better player, but he isn't the man who scored 9 goals so far this year. Yeah, Norman's been absolutely insane. And another of our young players who's been exceptional is Isaac Pritchard, a man we stole from Ross County last year, 16 years old. He has been insane. 9 assists, 5 goals. Yeah, it turns out you can win stuff with kids. We do currently sit top of the Vanarama National North. Today, though, a test against Geesley, and after that, FA Cup first round. We are taking on Fleetwood Town of League 2. It's going to be tricky. And as if things couldn't get any better, I have also signed a centre-back. Let's run the intro, talk transfers, right after the intro. How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Rugby Town. This is episode number 22 of Park to Prem. We are playing really well here at this football club right now, unbeaten in the league through 15 games. Yeah, so far, so good here at Rugby Town. We've been in some exceptional form. Of course, last episode we beat Scarborough, beat South Shield. Some good results there. Very next game, 0-0 against Blythe Spartans. Yeah, and I know this isn't the most impressive result, but let's look at a positive. New goalkeeper came in, Simkin, and Tommy Boy over here. The man can goalkeep. So far, he has made 4 clean sheets in 11 games. Doesn't seem that impressive, but he's got a 7.15 rating. And I feel like if a goalkeeper is averaging above a 7.0, they're basically the second reincarnation of Jesus. Like, there's no other way of phrasing it. So he is one new member of the defence who's been very, very good, and that defence went on to get another great result against Kings Lynn. Kings Lynn are still 3rd in the league. They were the team up with us and beaten at the top of the table, and I said, well, I won't do that much in an episode. And I'll level with you, I really wish I had done it in an episode. We won 7-0 against the team who were joint top with us at the time. Adam Abbas grabbed 5. He got a hat-trick in 3 minutes if you ignore his goals in the 4th and 11th minute. But yeah, this guy has been, well, superb for us. You can see here his recent form. Did have a little bit of a spell where he didn't play first-team football, but 10 goals, 7 assists, a 7.69 average rating. Very nice. Yeah, if there was any question marks over, was his inconsistency going to be a problem? Doesn't feel like it's going to be a problem. After that emphatic win, another 0-0. It felt like at this point we either scored a load or didn't score at all. I guess it's good to get a clean sheet against Hereford away from home. Not that mad about it. We ended the month with a win against Harrogate, which was a good result because they are a good little team. And since then, we've really been on a goal-scoring run where defensively we've not really looked quite as good as we did do previously, but we've been scoring a lot. It's not like I've changed anything tactically, it's just the way Football Manager goes sometimes. You can see here, month of September, wins against Altrincham, Brackley and Braintree. Couple of 4-2s in here is always nice. A little bit of variety in the goal scorers as well. And so far in this month of October, Colville Town we beat 2-1, although Oyatunde was sent off in that game. Radcliffe 4-1, Matlock Town 3-1, and most recently we took on Marine, and it was a good old-fashioned rugby 6-2. Yeah, a nice variety on the goal scorers, if I might say. So Pritchard, man of the match. Yeah, he's probably been the player of the team so far this season. Of course, we are also in the FA Cup. When it comes to the games we've had here, all against teams in the leagues below us up to this first round, where we've now been drawn against Fleetwood. Some good results in here. Nice to get clean sheets. Rotate the team for some of these. Yeah, not a lot to say on this, really. So right now, this is how the Vanarama National North table looks. We are currently 7 points clear at the top after 15 games played. This is going to be our longest season so far in terms of league games. We played 46. Of course, the teams trailing us here are Scarborough, who we beat last episode, Kings Lynn, who we beat 7-0, and then Geesley, who we actually played today. So, yeah, I would like to get a good result against Geesley. Just as a reminder, 6 teams go into the playoffs. As things stand right now, I'm not worrying about that too much. I might live to regret that statement, but I'm feeling good about things here. And as you can see here, Tommy Simkin, new goalkeeper, is in the Media Dream 11 in goal. Elsewhere, Slate and Ricky D, who I have now just nicknamed Ricky D, the right back in the Media Dream 11. Pritchard and Goma, Abbas, Oyatunde, and then a new player. Yes, we have here Jasper Moon. I feel like there's some cool nickname we can give him to do with the moon, but no idea what it'll be. This man, he's a centre-back. He is a very good centre-back as well. The centre-back I've been dreaming of, you can see here, has played regularly in League One, was playing in League Two last year. Burton released him, didn't find a club, has joined us, and whilst he hasn't been inspiring with his performances so far, and he is costing us a fair amount of money on £550, I think he's a very, very good player for our level. I think there's a reason he's in the Media Dream 11. I think he'll come good eventually. And just looking at the overall team performances here, there is just a sea of green. I've not really been rotating the team that much. Kind of been using the FA Cup as a chance to rotate things. You can see here, though, plenty of players contributing going forward and defensively. One thing you might have noticed is that Norman Hamilton only has 4-star of potential ability. Just as a reminder, potential ability is relative to your current squad. And if we just look at his report here, he is currently a Vanarama National North player who could improve a lot with 4-star potential. But as I flick through players here, you can suddenly see that players like Ahol Chuddy, potential to be League 2 player with kind of that 4.5-star ability. Carl Jones, National League North quality player. He's one of our worst young players, to be fair. Sam Kelly could still improve a lot. Kind of wish I got more of an indication into specific leagues. But nevertheless, when you flick through the team, yes, there are a few players like Luke Meredith here who it looks like have questionable potential. Ultimately, the potential this guy has, who is currently out on loan, our young goalkeeper, is still good enough for the league above us. So don't be discouraged by the fact that not everyone's got 5-star potential. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So on the pitch, things have been going really, really well. Good news as well, we've not been hemorrhaging money too rapidly. That was always a little bit of a concern with the wage budget scaling up, but we still have plenty of money in the bank. Naturally, we are losing some money. In fact, we've lost £200,000 so far in this season, although this FA Cup game against Fleetwood coming up later could help us out massively. And with all the money still floating around the club, we've made some further improvements to the youth recruitment, increased the junior coaching budget, and I got myself a new contract, which is always nice. Now, bizarrely, when I asked for the youth recruitment to be improved, the star didn't move. So I don't know if that's going to move later. It says that the promise has been done, but it didn't change, so I hope I've not been scammed. But over on the facilities, you can see here, our junior coaching now sits at exceptional academy coaching. We have constantly been spamming the junior coaching improvements, and of course that is going to help with young players' current ability when they first come into our youth intake. So I'm hoping that the good youth intakes are going to continue to roll here. You might have noticed as well, Norman Hamilton, one of a few players attracting a little bit of interest. Accrington Stanley, who are they? Well, I'll tell you who they are. They're a League 2 team, not willing to make a bid when the transfer window's closed. I have no intention of selling this guy. He is contracted for the next 3.5 years. Look at the improvements he's made as well. He will be starting today's game. Speaking of today's game, it's a midweek fixture against Geesley ahead of a game then against Fleetwood Town in the FA Cup. Both of these are away from home, and both of them are away days. Let's jump straight into the first one. So for our first away day of today, we are heading north. We are heading just north of Leeds, if I'm not mistaken, to Geesley. I think it's around this part of the world. In fact, it is around this part of the world. Here is the train station. Here is Geesley AFC. I think that's the football team. We'll find out. I'll level with you. This stadium doesn't look like a National North stadium. I mean that in the most respectable way. I don't know if it's the dodgy quality of the satellite imagery. Geesley, what can you show me? I mean, the good news today is we have got 2 away days. I think the football club, is it through here? Can we verify the football club are here? We can. Here is Nevermore Park. Oh my word, we can actually get quite a good view of the pitch. Never before have I seen security kind of fencing with pointy tops painted such vibrant colours. It almost looks inviting to jump over. If you're wondering, by the way, £12 for adults, £8 for... I assume that's children. I can't read. Just inspecting the car park. No lines painted, but as far as slabs of concrete go at this level, not the worst we've seen. In fact, it's actually quite a good car park. Don't mind me, I'm just enjoying the sights of Geesley. This is very cosy, isn't it? We've got the bowls next to the football pitch, which we can get a bit more of a view of. You've got the stand over there. There is the dugouts. Why do I feel like Bielsa's scout kind of cheating? Sorry, not cheating, scouting Derby County. It's kind of got that energy. I'm on a step ladder looking over at the pitch. Have just gone round to the other side of the stadium. We can get a bit more of a peek. They've got a good seat art for this level. I take it back. Looks can be deceiving. From the roof, it looked disappointing. From here, I like the look of the stadium. And you know what? I shouldn't be surprised. I am surprised. It's a stadium called Nevermore Park. They've got a park. So, climbing wall. Does that count as a climbing wall? I'm going to count it for the sake of the score. I am conscious of the fact we have got 2 away days today. There was limited footage of the stadium itself. Nevermore Park, like the climbing wall, like the just general aesthetic, decent car park. 6 out of 10. I have seen some comments in the comment section recently saying, Jack, why don't you click on the location and look at all the pictures that come up? The issue with that is just copyright. People take photos, they own the rights to those photos. I can't just show random photos. When stuff's submitted to Google Maps, it falls into a slightly different usage category. So if you want to help me out, go around England, disciples of the away day, take photos. Why does it sound like I'm setting up a cult? Anyway, game 1 of today. Here is the starting 11. You'll notice Hamilton is starting up top alongside Abbas. Oyetunde has dropped down to the bench. Arguably, by star rating, he's the best striker in the team. But in terms of performances, he is the man who I have to drop when Hamilton's in such good form. Elsewhere, McAvoy failed a fitness test, so he's unavailable for today's game. He's been out for a little while with an injury. Simkin is going to make his live commentary debut between the sticks. And Moon is also in the team. Hopefully, he's going to do something magical, aka score from a corner. We're good at scoring from corners. He's not scored from one yet. Also, I'm not sure if you can hear it in my voice as a kickoff highlight begins. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I feel like my voice is a bit scratchy. I'm trying to record this video before I get sick. So if I get sick, the video's done. So if you sat there thinking, Jack, you sound awful. I sound awful all the time. Potentially more awful today. Ricky D to Freckleton. I'll tell you what would make me feel better. If the lads turn up with a great performance. Freckleton to Slate. From one wing back to another in the build-up play. Abbas, back post, heads it. Goal inside 40 seconds. That makes me feel better. It's the 19-year-old's 11th goal of the season. We are in, November, October? I've already had to pay him the bonus for scoring 10 goals in the league. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to deliver when he signed for us. Not sure why I ever questioned it. I really should have made it a goal bonus for 30 league goals, not 10. If you thought the floodgates were going to open after that initial goal, sadly not. We have not seen any follow-up highlights until now, although it is still only the 15th minute. Ricky D, making his way on the near side, lays it down the line to Abbas, skips past his man. Could he double his tally? Goes down in a heap, but the ball falls the way of Norman Hamilton, and he did not throw away his shot. And if you are wondering, Jack, are you just going to make loads of references to the Hamilton stage show? Absolutely I am. Okay, we're 2 goals to the good, building out from the back. Why not get a third? If we got a third, I might take off some players at half-time to rotate them with the FA Cup game in 4 days' time. It is worth noting we're taking on Fleetwood, who are in the relegation zone of League 2, having been relegated from League 1 last year. So they are there for the taking, I feel, a little bit, with back-to-back relegations on the cards. And, well, we are 3-0 up, and Gomez scored. Isaac Pritchard's got an assist. All those players who I bigged up in the intro saying they're playing amazing, they're playing amazing. There was a risk that they just would play badly here. No, they're playing exactly how they have been for the last 14 games. We are very good. I mean, it's 3-0. There's another highlight. If we get a fourth, should I just tell the players to calm down slightly? It almost feels like bullying at that point. Ricky D, massive block. Can he get it to Hamilton? It's headed inside. It's gifted to Abbas. What is happening? It's 4-0. I didn't think it'd be possible to match the 7-0 result against Kings Lynn. And I appreciate if you just saw that result out the blue, you'd think that's a mental result against the team in second. Just as a reminder, this team are in fourth. It's 4-1 now, so it's not going to be 7-0. Well, they scored 1, and I've not really shown them much respect. I've kind of shrugged it off. If they score another, do I need to start to panic? Maybe. They've hit the woodwork. We've been let off the hook. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. It's been an emphatic display. Yes, they got that goal back, but to be honest, that's been one of 2 chances they've had in the entirety of the game. And whilst we've not exactly created a ton, we've taken every chance that comes our way. I'm just going to tell the players I'm happy. Slate did pick up a booking there. I am going to take him off just to be safe. We'll do a bit of a shuffle of the team. Talon is going to go and slot in at right back for us. And then Ricky D, who is naturally a left back, he's going to go out and play on the left-hand side. This guy, by the way, he's now better at playing right back, now officially accomplished. And look at the improvement. Things you love to see. I feel like when it went to 4-0, my expectations for scoreline were set unreasonably high. It's been a quiet start to the second half, although that could change here. Ricky D and Goma, he can score from range. That one is lucky. It's deflected and gone in. I feel dirty about the fact that's hit the back of the net. Can we even give Ngoma the credit for that? I don't even know if his original shot was going in. Ricky D wants it to count for the assist that he got there. The shot, I mean, it's a wicked deflection. Some days your luck's in, our luck is in today. Pritchard with a free kick. We are just past the hour mark. We've only made the 1 sub. The ball's fallen to Hamilton, who almost scored a screamer, and then Abbas just gifts it back to the goalkeeper. That should have been 6. have made a couple of subs. Sam Kelly has come on to play in that Mazzala role on the right-hand side. Ahol Chudi gets a rest for the rest of the game. And elsewhere, Gucci's come in to play defensive midfielder, has found himself a little bit more frequently on the bench as of late. And, well, he's going to get a chance here to show us what he's made of as they nearly score. Simkin, I think, had it covered. Moon gets it away from danger. They have hit the woodwork twice. It'd be fair to say when you look at the 50-50 possession and then the XG, evenness, 5-1 does flatter us slightly, but I'm not going to complain about it. There's 5 minutes left, even if they score from this corner. I won't panic. I feel like with a 4-goal cushion with 5 minutes left, it is game setter match. It is game over. It is all fine. Doesn't mean I want to concede. We've conceded. It's 5-2. There's 2 minutes left. Surely it's fine. It's going to be fine. They're not going to score a load more, although this is really taking the emphaticness off the result, isn't it? Ryder, back post. He hits the post. This game really could have been 5-5. They've hit the woodwork 3 times in this one. Okay, full time here. 5-2 in the end. Like I kind of alluded to. Given the fact they hit the woodwork 3 times and they had the better XG, I do feel like we've got a little bit fortunate. Although maybe we just put the credit down to our strikers and their ability to find the back of the net from low XG chances. No, I'll be honest, we've been very lucky there. That result there for us was a very, very good one. Behind us, teams didn't play. So Scarborough, Kings Lynn, yet to play following on from that game. They presumably are already out the FA Cup, so we're playing this game early because we've got FA Cup games on the weekend. And speaking of which, we take on Fleetwood Town in 4 days' time. I'm going to go rest up the players. We've got a big game here. Fleetwood Town, relegated last year to League 2. They have actually moved up slightly in the league this year, although they are still struggling. They've got £3 million of debt and a loan debt of 23 million. They're in all kinds of trouble, although their media prediction is 8th. I don't think they're going to be rollovers. Hayes is their best player. He looks quite good. You know what? A lot of waffling, a lot of talking. Let's go do an away day at Fleetwood and get ready for game day. 2 away days will never not feel like a special occasion. Today we are heading to Fleetwood. We are heading north. I don't know, by the way, does it help when I start zoomed in on rugby or zoomed out on the map? I feel like for more international viewers, you like to know where we're going in England. Today we're heading to the sunny beachside resort of, well, I was going to say Blackpool, but Blackpool's down here. Is Fleetwood part of Blackpool? Probably not. It's called Fleetwood. Anyway, here is the lovely Highbury Park in all its glory. Outside playground next door. Memorial Park down the road. It's quite a picturesque little location. I suppose the question here is there footage? There's 1 dot in the stadium. To be fair, there's lots of these individual roads that run up to the stadium, so we can have a look at bits of the ground. It's a bit mental, isn't it, that you've got just a lovely little housing estate here, football stadium next door. Here is the outdoor play park. It might be the saddest park I've ever seen. It's got some swings and 1 slide. If you're wondering why are we here, it's because the football stadium's here. Although, we can't get any closer to the stadium than this. It's not really a looker, is it, from the outside? So far we've looked on Roundtree Avenue and the road up there. What about this road here? This site here? Oh my word. I don't know what I was expecting. This is not what I was expecting. Here is the Sports and Social Club. Lovely window. Yeah, I promise you, this is the football stadium here. This doesn't feel like a League One club's ground. At this point, we've explored around the ground. Let's get in it. Here we are at Highbury. Not the old Arsenal ground Highbury, but it is called Highbury. Here is Fleetwood Town FC Stadium. First things first, cool roof on the stadium. Let's give them some credit for that. And Seatart. 2 for 2 on Seatart today. They've got a big screen installed, so watch out, world. The social club looks very socially. And then there's just more stadium here. It's a weird mixed match of stadiums, isn't it? It's very weird. If you looked at each one of these like ends individually, that like you would not imagine that to its left this stand exists, or if I was looking at this stand to the left that this stand exists. I don't know if I love it or hate it. Usually with football stadiums on away days, I praise them when they have a bit of a unique appeal, and I suppose it does have that, but it does just feel like each individual stand on each side of the pitch was designed without any consideration for the stuff around it. The park was interesting. Was there? I didn't even spot any car parking. Was there any car parking? Is that? I don't think that is car parking. Definitely doesn't have designated car parking. I mean, certainly not enough for away days. Everyone's parked on the road. That must be very annoying if you live on this street. Highbury Stadium, Fleetwood Town away, respectable stadium. Didn't like it as much as the previous one. I don't know if that's a hot take. 5 out of 10. If your park had been better, you might have got a 6.5. If only it had rock climbing. Now, of course, sometimes in these lower level FA Cup games, you can get a really good payday from an FA Cup tie. Right now, we sit on £784,000. We'll see if that jumps up after this game. We are away from home for it, although Highbury Stadium does only hold 5,500 fans. So, of all the teams we could have got in the Football League, with respect to Fleetwood, maybe not the most exciting. Then again, they are towards the bottom of League 2, so if there was a time to cause an upset, now would be a good time to do it. I don't want to get ahead of myself and say the FA Cup has to be a focus this year, but with us looking like we might run away with the league, or at least look very dominant in the league, a cup run would be a nice little side piece. I feel like if I'm just coming back for league games through the whole season and just battering clubs, maybe isn't the most interesting. So an FA Cup run would be very nice if we could go on it. If we fail to beat Fleetwood and draw, and it goes to a return game, I'm going to do that at the start of next episode and do a weird, slightly different episode for next Monday. I might be getting ahead of myself, though, because they are on the attack already. Ngoma, corner, whipping it towards the back post. Freckleton is there. Miguel Freckleton scores. I take it all back. We're a goal up. We're not going to need a replay. We're better than Fleetwood. I am conscious of the fact that we are in the Vanarama National North, and this might be the last season for a little while where we do just roll through the league. The National League, as we discovered last year with Guernsey, is a big, big step up. I do feel like our squad here is in a really good position to challenge in the National League, but that lone promotion spot with the expanded playoffs is bloody brutal. So, yeah, enjoy the wins whilst we can. Enjoy tests like this one against Football League opposition, because I feel like this is the kind of game we can use to calibrate our expectations going into next year. Of course, working entirely on the assumption we will get promoted, which might be naive and stupid, really. Coming up to 20 minutes played in this game, we've had over 60% of the ball. We really are dominating possession. You can see here, they're playing this wider shape, and I think we are just crowding out the middle of the pitch, and that is causing us just to dominate the play. Fleetwood yet to have a shot on target, and whilst there isn't a whole flurry of highlights going on, this is fine. This is the kind of game I want to see for a cup upset. Simkin with the ball as we look to build it out from the back. Slate, our left back, has plenty of space that he's invited to move into. Goes inside to Ngoma. Pritchard now with it. Freckleton. Look at the build-up play. We're knocking the ball around with confidence. Slate, options inside. Ngoma is one of them. Freckleton does lose out on the ball there. Fleetwood, for a second, I thought we were going to launch the counter-attack, but Ngoma works back hard to win the ball, and now it's with Moon, who I do want to play with. Moon, make something magical happen. Justify Jake Cartwright not playing anymore. It's Ricky D on the near side. It's a whipped-in ball from deep. It's not a good defensive header. Hamilton gets onto it, puts it in. Abbas is there, and Norman Hamilton has assisted him. It's 2-0 before the break. Friendship ended with Oyatunde. Hamilton is my new best friend now. I've seen the comment section complaining about the fact a man born in the last 20 years is called Norman. Don't insult Norman Hamilton like that. He's a man of beauty. Look at that. Oh my word, surely not another. Surely not another. Ngoma got me very excited there. If it had been 3-0 before the break, I might have taken my shirt off. Maybe it's a good job it's only 2-0 at the break. I don't want to big us up too much, but they had a couple of chances early on. Look at the XG story. We were bloody terrific for the second half of that first half. Gonna tell the players I'm pleased. We've created loads. It's been a really confident attacking display. And I feel like in the lower levels of Football Manager, even if your defence isn't playing amazingly or it's a bit questionable, if you can score goals, you will just find yourself getting results. We've had 16 shots to their 3. That is mental. We have been all over them, and Ngoma went close before half-time. Could he get even closer here? Oh my God, Murphy Ngoma. I opened up this episode with him scoring a goal of the episode contender, maybe even a goal of the series contender. That might be just as good. Free kick, difficult angle, on his left foot, top bins, take a bow. We're going into the FA Cup second round. And Ngoma's played so well here, I'm just going to take him off and let him have a break. Sam Kelly and Gucci are going to come on elsewhere. Moon's not played very well. You know what, for old time's sake, and I might regret it, I hope I won't, there's 30 minutes left. Jake Cartwright's coming on at centre-back. If Fleetwood now go on to win this game, or draw this game 3-3 because I've brought on Cartwright, that would be awkward. Our goalkeeper's just dropped the ball. I mean, what happened here? The ball is whipped in. I say whipped. It's looped in. Yeah, the goalkeeper just dropped it. The goalkeeper has just dropped that. I miss Brian. I miss Brian. That is only their second shot on target, so whilst I could get panicky here, we're going to remain calm. We're going to remain level-headed. There's 9 minutes left. I'm quite content for this game just to fizzle out now. But it looks like, and I don't want to say it prematurely here, it looks like we are going to be on our way to the next round of the competition. I thought for a second Ricky D was going to score. I mean, it's 3-1. There's 3 minutes left. I want to believe it's game, set, and match. Really, we should just be defending here, but that's not how I roll, and it's not how these players roll. They want to go forward. They want to make stuff happen. Ricky D is whipping it towards Norman Hamilton. It's headed away straight to Abbas. Abbas has like this magnetic pull to the football. Defenders just give the ball to him. It's very kind of them. I just wish he'd score more when they gave it to him. It doesn't really matter though. This game is done. 3-1. Not at all how I imagined this game was going to go. I am not going to complain. Look at those stats. That is actually perhaps the best performance we've given all season. We receive £40,000 just for winning that game. We get, presumably, some ticket sales as well. Indeed, we do. We're now at £837,000. I feel like a combination of cup runs and player sales is what has really helped us financially this year. Looks like we're going to be able to keep that trend going this year. And Ngoma, give him some praise. Murphy and Ngoma, you are beautiful. And the FA Cup draw is tomorrow. I know what we're doing to end today's episode. I thought we'd done really well. Chester FC, at the National League, they knocked out League One Huddersfield. And Marine knocked out a League One team. Marine playing our division. They knocked out... Tell you what, our performance against Fleetwood really has been overshadowed. Player of the month, by the way, for the National League North has gone to Norman bloody Hamilton. 7 goals in 5 games. Give him some praise. And now it's time for everyone's favourite thing. It's the FA Cup draw. There's lots of teams here. Hopefully we come out nice and early. That would be good. We want to be away from home against one of the big dogs. Who do I want? I mean, there's only League 1 and League 2 teams in here. Next round, the third round, is when the FA Cup gets big and juicy. Although it's getting big and juicy for us now. We're taking on Charlton Athletic. We're going to the Valley. 27,000 fans. We're rich. Maybe. Hopefully. Oh, well, hopefully people turn up. Holds 27,000 fans. Doesn't mean that many people are going to turn up. You know what? Charlton. I'll take that as a draw. I don't think I did an away day at Charlton last year either in Football Manager. So a brand new away day awaits us. When do we play them? That game has been scheduled for the end of next month. So... yeah, I think we know when we're coming back next time. Bloody hell, I'm excited for the FA Cup. I love the FA Cup. I don't know if you can tell. It just brings out the best in me. Although you guys have got a weekend to wait, I've got a month to play a Football Manager before that game. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. A bit of a wild and wonderful one. Hopefully you enjoyed the away days. Some emphatic performances. We are marching on in the league. It's good to go on an FA Cup run because, like I mentioned, I am conscious of the fact that we are currently just stomping the league. And if it is just going to be a stomp, it's nice to have other stuff to focus on in episodes. On the flip side, it might mean that there are a few episodes this season just to get through things a little bit quicker, which is both a good thing for those of you that just want to see progress, but for those of you that want to get really attached to the players, there is a balancing act there, which I hope I'm doing an okay job with so far with this series. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. We'll be back on Monday to take on Charlton. Until then, it's me, Jack. I'll speak to you on the next one. I'm out.